Just doing time. I'm at the Lone Star Network on Lone Star app, and I'm watching a softball game from I think it's like March from Silver City between Midwestern State and Western New Mexico University. So I'm watching that softball game. It's game two in their series. Yeah. I think it's from like March 28th or something like that. So I'm watching that. They have a pretty decent little crowd out there. You know, they have almost a softball stadium thing. Their facility is pretty comparable to NMSU's. Yeah, I'm sitting there looking at it and go, they've really, um, me and Amy went out there before and saw it years ago, like, shit, when was that? That was probably about 20 years ago. We went out there when we lived in Sierra Vista, or no, it was when we lived here. It was over 20 years ago. So that was 2003. Okay, when we went up and drove around Silver. Went to the restaurant, so it was over 20 years ago, and they had a pretty decent little softball diamond. But now they've done a lot of renovations on it, so it looks pretty comparable to even New Mexico State's softball thing. As far as football, no, football. The Altamirano holds 2,000 people. It has the scoreboard and video screen on one side. It's got the same kind of turf, but it's got 2,000 bleacher seats. Yeah. It's a lot smaller than Field of Dreams, where Cruces and Mayfield know that. But it's got a pretty nice facility for a Division two softball facility. We drove by it. It's in a neat spot, nice scenery and stuff. Well, it's silver. It's pretty, and the weather there is nicer than it is here. Yeah, it's typically cooler, and stuff. And so if you went there but it's different. The way these guys' scholarships are is they're put on a like assistance. They're put on they have you know grants and loans kind of things. They're put on like assistance programs, like a federal assistance program that sustains their athletic programs because of the because our state is such a low income state and stuff. So it provides scholarships and opportunities, and then it creates business opportunity. Well, invents business opportunities for the local economy to stimulate the local economy. Okay, so that's why they maintain these athletic programs at these little schools like Western New Mexico and stuff. And it's a better experience than going to a lot of the ones in their conference, because you're in a small rural community, which is a little bit more tight knit and has some very decent human beings. They get away from it all and try to be decent human beings and try to be John Denverish and shit and stuff. So so you can have a pretty decent time, trying to hide from life for a while in one of these communities doing what these kiddos do. That's why a lot of them stay all 4 years and like it so much. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to stay in the community and pay your extortion and enjoy the community and the environment, and it's you got less chemical toxins, less poisoning, less carbs, so you get it's a as far as quality of life goes, physiologically and psychologically and emotionally, you get yourself in the right dynamic of it. It can be very decent extortion gig for you on planet Earth in these current economic conditions that we're in, right? It's survival, and is the main cause of depression and violence is survival. I know, and how do you avoid violence and depression is how to come to terms with your survival, and then render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and then render unto God's what is God's and stuff. So it's a very difficult responsibility. It's a very difficult proposition, and it's really hard. There's a little kiddo in a Mustang mascot outfit with the big head thing, and he goes through, and the car dealer shakes his head because he can't get in, and then finally they have a Jeep that doesn't have a top on it, and his head's poking out the top, and it's like, yeah, they're like, okay, whatever size fits you, that's which one we'll give you, right? We'll sell it. They're not giving it to you; they're selling it to you, okay, for money to pay their extortion. You win at bingo, and all the car dealers in Spokane are eagerly awaiting your arrival, right? Ooh la. You got to understand that human expression is exceedingly limited by human perception of what they perceive is the source of their conception. And so when you're dealing with human beings, you got to be empathetic, respectful, and understanding. Patient? No. We got artificial general intelligence and quantum computing. You don't have to be real patient. You can tell them right on the spot, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you fucking stupid? Are you crazy? You don't have to be patient. If you're patient, it's like, I understand you're stupid and fucking crazy. No, let them know that you understand how stupid and fucking crazy they are, but you're an empathetic and respectful person. And you realize life is eternal and grace is infinite, and we have a Messiah, but this time with quantum computing and artificial general intelligence, right? Okay, guys, so focus on that Lord's Prayer. Alrighty then, let's try to load this one. Yesterday, 10 minutes, boom, 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 we get up today. It's because it's Saturday and there's nothing better to do. Oh, you fucking king missile assholes. No, guys, no. You got to understand, I am more important than the Pope and the president put together. Okay. I'm the Prince of Peace. One runs a bank for mythological genocide. The other is the spokesperson for mythological genocide through banking. Okay. I am more important than the Pope and the president put together. Okay. Do you understand? I'm not being egotistical. They are. Okay. They should stand up for Lord's Prayer with me, and then they could be like me. Okay. Peace.